Oh, give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. It's Josh Grelle here for you.
It's actually Grelle.
Oh, well, sorry, I've been saying...
It's all good. It's all good. I've been called Grelle since I was 3 years old. It's how I could tell if people were telemarketers when they called.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is this the Grelle residence? No, sorry, wrong number.
No, it's the Grelle residence.
Yeah. All sorts of iterations. Since I've heard Grelle. That's the right way. Grelle, Grelle, Jarrell. I think Jarrell was my favorite. I was like, are you French Canadian?
It all is Mr. Jarrell.
Jarrell.
Joshua Jarrell is here.
Which really, it's just like, sure, I'll be the son of Jarrell.
Better than being the son of Carlo.
True.
So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do it as Q&A? Do you want to give a bit of an intro to yourself?
Yeah, I'll do a quick intro and then we can just go straight to questions. Hi. First time in the UK. For those who were here yesterday, you know who I am. This is going to be very familiar. For those who were not here yesterday, my name is Josh Grelle, voice actor for Funimation Entertainment, Okratron 5000, ADB Films, Sentai Filmworks, all sorts of crazy, fun, kooky places over in the States. We make cartoons talk. Some of the roles you might know me from, most recent, or just, I guess, the biggest overall, Yuri and Yuri on Ice. Yuri! And Armin in Attack on Titan. I'm also the narrator. Ruby I'm Tyrion in Ruby. And Byakuga Togumi and Danganronpa. Got the whole crew back there, I love it. Let's see, Aki Hisayoshi and Baka and Test, Yunaza and Psychopaths, Naki and Tokyo Ghoul, all sorts of stuff. I'm upwards of about 300 characters now.
I was about to say, I think we'd be taking the entire panel for you to just go.
It's just like, let's just go down the Wikipedia list.
Yeah.
And in 1995, I played...
What's up? No. But yeah, I've been doing this for about 14 years, a little over 14 years now working professionally. I was very...
I was like 8.
Yeah, I was 14, Jesus. Say it again.
14, Jesus.
Yeah,
I was like 8.
It really much, it pretty much was before I graduated high school. I had started. I got my first professional gig doing voice work, and so it's pretty much been the only job I've had since I graduated, except for working in a gas station.
Well, congratulations on that.
Dude, it's been crazy. I never would have imagined that it would go this long or be this successful. I'm insanely fortunate. I've got to do some amazing, amazing stuff. I know, it's so hot. It's just people fanning themselves. But yeah, that's me. And other than voice work, I've also done, and not just anime, I've also done plenty of video games and anime and JRPGs like Tales of Xillia 2. I'm in Smite, Borderlands, Dragon Ball's Xenoverse. I'm also in Dragon Ball Super as the Grand Priest, and all sorts of fun stuff. I live and breathe anime these days. I pretty much have since I was 10. So I turned my obsession into a career, and now I don't have to leave the house.
Yeah, there you go. So, remember guys, this is PG-13. There will be strong language and possible adult themes throughout this panel. If you have a problem with that,
means? That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go. So, you know, as long as it's none of the big swears.
Right. I don't know. What constitutes a big swear over here?
Good question. Yeah. We're in Yorkshire. Nothing counts as a big swear.
All right, cool. There we go.
However, so I think we have somebody very eager to ask a question. Let's go!
What's up, Natsu?
First off, have you read the Attack on Titan manga yet?
I have not read the manga, but I've had the whole thing spoiled for me.
Oh, okay. There's a certain scene that will be definitely in season 3. Are you ready to do the molesting scene?
Yeah, I'm so actually. Oh, that scene.
Yeah, that one first.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm really ready for like what I'm hoping happens near the end of season 3. If you've read through the manga, and you know what's coming. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
I won't say anything else just in case, but yeah, I cannot wait. And starts next month, so I know. Season 3.
Questions. Aha.
Banba, what's up?
Okay, what's the most unusual thing that you've had to do to either get into character or get a read to sound right?
The most unusual thing? Well, my vocal warm-up usually consists of doing high kicks around Funimation while singing I'm a Little Teapot. That's my prep. I'm kidding. I just do that in the car. Actually, who here has ever seen Baka and Test? Or knows of Baka and Test? Very few, okay. There was I play a young kid in that show, he's an idiot. Hence the name of the show. There's a scene in the first season where he finds out from one of his friends that everyone in the school thinks that he and his best friend, this other older guy that's very macho and tough or whatever, they think they're a thing. And she tells him this way, she's like, yeah, everyone in the school thinks that you're the donut to his banana. And so when the next time that he sees his friend, he's just angry at him for no reason, and he just runs off screaming, I'll never be your donut! And so for the rest of the series, in order to get into character, I would just say in Aki's voice, I'll never be your donut. I'll never be your donut. I'll never be your Okay, now we're in Aki's voice, we're good to go. So, yeah, I would just scream that randomly.
Well, whatever floats your boat. Any others? Anybody? Come on. Hey! Here we go.
Love your dress.
Thank you. Is there any manga or anime that hasn't been dubbed in English that you would like to if there was one?
That's a good one.
I haven't been able to actually keep up with a lot of the newer stuff that's gone out. Like, that's the one thing about this, like, turning your hobby into a career. You don't really have the time to watch all the stuff that you want to watch anymore, but I get to see a lot of really cool stuff, but I don't necessarily get to watch the stuff I want to watch in my free time. I'm not really sure what's coming out yet. I would love to, hey, what's up, Victor? Oh, I'm mean to me, yay. Chicken nugget. I think I would, if they ever made more Slayers, like a new Slayers anime, I would love to be a part of it. It's my all-time favorite. I've never been in the show or anything like that. Funimation has the distribution rights for it now, but we didn't get to dub anything of it. So it would be really cool if they made more, if I got a chance to do that.
Well, brilliant. Anybody else?
Question. Yes, sir. I was wondering about the Danganronpa.
Don't be afraid to raise your hands, people.
I was just wondering, is there any characters from like any anime or something like you haven't voiced but you would like to?
Back in about 2006, 2007, ADV Films got the rights to Gurren Lagann when it first hit, and I was the first English Simon, so the lead character, the little kid. I had been cast as him, and we recorded the first 5 episodes, but then ADV went bankrupt, and we lost the rights to it, and it ended up going to a group out in California, and I didn't get to finish the role. They actually just started over from scratch. So if I had a chance, I would love to be able to actually go back and do the whole thing again as Simon. Would be really cool, because I love that show. But it's not, I mean, and that happens, that's just part of the industry. Sometimes you have a role and it's lost, and you know, it goes to somebody else. It's just the way it works. But, and while it sucked at the time when I lost it, it ended up being a blessing in disguise, because of the fact that show got lost, Monica Rial went up to Funimation from ADV and was hired on as a director for a short time after ADV folded. And the first show she was given was Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple, and she cast me as the lead, and that was my first show ever for Funimation. And if that had never happened, I probably never would have been in Attack on Titan or Yuri on Ice or My Hero or Danganronpa or any of those shows. I would still be in Houston trying to eke out some sort of existence as an actor. So, little blessings in disguise, they happen. Yes, right next.
Have you ever looked at a script and started laughing because it was so stupid?
If I ever looked at a script and thought, what?
You started laughing because it's so stupid.
Yeah, High School DxD, I'm doing it right now. Yeah, there's so many, like Baka and Test was another example. So many times, like with anime especially, just because it's so out there sometimes and over the top. You'll get some scripts, you're just like, I don't know what the hell this is or what I'm saying, but it's gonna sound funny. So, and like we just have fun with it. But yeah, I've said some things I never thought I would ever say in a professional capacity, and I get paid to say dirty things. Aren't you up front again?
Yeah.
Did he just hand you the mic?
He did, yeah.
Where did he go?
He disappeared.
Just derelict in his duties. All right, yes.
Armin Scream. How long did it take you to get the first one right when he sees that?
The Armin Scream, 4 takes.
4 takes.
4 Armin Screams before we were like, that's the one. And I couldn't talk for 2 days afterwards, so
Was there a
yeah, that was at the end of the session. Thank goodness. And I didn't have anything else booked that week, but yeah, no, Armin Scream. We did it 3 times, and he was happy with the 3rd one. And then I said, I think I might have a better one more in me, like that might be better. So I'm up for doing it a 4th time. And so we did, and he was like, no, I like the 3rd one better, and that's the one that everybody, knows now.
Yeah.
That's the one that, and like, when I recorded it, I was nervous as hell because it's such a, huge moment, and not only in the show, but for Armin. And I was really worried that it would just sound funny. Which in some cases, to some people it does. It sounds like, some people think it sounds like Lemongrab from like, 1,000 Years Dungeon! But the thing is, like, with that scene, so many times, like in anime, when you hear people scream, it sounds way too controlled and cool. I mean, it's like a Dragon Ball power scream or Natsu powering up or anything like that. Like those yells, they always sound like it's the anime scream. Type thing.
Yeah.
It's very controlled and it sounds big and powerful and cool. But in that moment, we can't have Armin sound cool. Like that scream can't sound controlled or anything. It had to sound like someone who was breaking. And so we had to, like the first couple takes I did, and they were nice solid screams, but they sounded too in control. And so in order to, finally we got that one, and it really was that we were like, oh, people are either going to think it's really disturbing or it's going to sound funny to them. And that's only the 2 reactions I ever get. It's either, oh my gosh, that scene, it hit me in my core, I get goosebumps just thinking about it, and I have it on my phone, and every time I hear it, I get freaked out or whatever, or I get, dude, that scream was hilarious.
Like the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that is so good. And then when I rewatched the whole lot again, I was like, yeah, that's just funny.
Yeah. You listen to it enough times and anything's funny. Yeah. But I think the funniest thing for me was getting to see about a year or 2 later, there was a collection online that you could find of all the different dub languages doing the Armin Scream.
Yeah.
And the French version sounded like a 50-year-old who'd been smoking since he was 3. Like, and it's literally just, the scream was, oh! That's just, what are you doing? Like, oh, I felt so bad. But it was really interesting. And there was the Italian one too, and the Italian one was interesting, but I can't remember what the voice sounded like. But yeah, if you can, go to YouTube and just type in Armin Scream all languages and have yourself a laugh.
Okay.
Even at mine, if you think it's funny. Oh, right next door? Or we have somebody on the back?
If you was actually in Attack on Titan, would you prefer to have the smarts of Armin, or be one of the stronger characters?
I think I'd rather have Armin smarts. Like, he may not be physically all that capable or anything, but I feel like he has some of the most courage out of a lot of them, because even though he knows he doesn't have physical strength, he's like, yes, I'll join the military. Yes, I'll join the scouts with you. He's the first one to jump up and say that he'll do that. So I would much rather have his smarts and his situational awareness and than just brute strength. Yeah, because I feel like that's equally as important, if not more important, to survival than just raw power. So yeah, absolutely, I would take his smarts. Then again, I wouldn't be in that world to begin with, and if I was, I would be working the fields. Screw it, let somebody else be a scout. It won't be me. Yes. Hello.
Hi, considering a lot of the other Funimation guys have done it, have you been approached or done any casting for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
Have you ever been approached for casting for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No, but I actually wrote, I helped adapt the first 15, 20 some odd episodes of Stardust Crusaders for Viz Media. I have a love-hate relationship with that show.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, I just can't. I like the being. I think I would absolutely adore it if I was just a fan viewing it. But having worked on it and having worked with the scripts and stuff, like I can't bring myself. I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Do you still believe that pineapple goes on pizza though?
Okay, we had this conversation yesterday, and I'm going to set the record straight right now. Pineapple can go on pizza. I will not eat it, but it can go on pizza.
But it's nice.
Anchovies, on the other hand, can go straight to hell, and stay there. No. They don't belong on pizza. They don't belong on this planet. It's no. Pineapple's okay though. But generally, the best pizza is just a straight cheese pizza. Yes. That's all you need. Welcome back. He's doing.
He's doing it all right, John.
He's got it. He knows what he's doing.
All right, John. Yeah.
Dude, you should have seen him yesterday. He was running up and down stairs for people to get their questions yesterday.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice change of pace for him. Lay off the cake.
Y'all are so cheeky over here. I love it. Any other questions?
We'll take you down, boy.
Fight. Do what?
I was just going to say, who, in Attack on Titan, anyone who's died, who would you like to bring back to life if you could?
Who would I want to bring back to life out of people who died in Titan? Who here has not seen Attack on Titan at all? Nothing. All right.
That's for me.
Crap. Yeah, I don't want you don't like, so you're probably not going to watch it at all anyway? I don't want to spoil anything for you. Are you sure? You sure? Is it cool if I answer this? All right, cool. I would bring back Marco. Because that's just such an unsatisfying ending, and I get why. Because that's what they were going for. Was just that feeling, because that's part of war too. Is that whole feeling of oh my God, I love this guy, and we didn't even see him die. It just happens off screen or whatever. We find out about it later, and obviously it's the key to Jean's arc, to him, growing up essentially. But it's just so. And I would still let the death happen so that Jean gets that arc, because he needs that. Because I think he's, other than Armin or Levi, who have really good arcs, I think Jean has out of the main cast, has one of the best personal stories in the whole show. Just his transformation is so interesting to watch. But I would bring Marco back later on.
I think just for the audience's sake, it would be nice to see how he died.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is I don't know, again, I haven't read far ahead in the manga or anything, I don't know if they've revealed anything. Alright, cool. Apparently something happens. I'm not gonna ask, because I don't want to know. But I've had a feeling since we saw that it died off screen, I was like, it's either not Marco and we think it's Marco, or he did die and it was somebody that we know that did it. But those are my two things. She is going insane up here wanting to tell me what it is.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah, probably. So, we'll see. That was one thing too, people had this really big conspiracy theory for a while, as after anybody died in the mangaka would stop drawing their picture in their character would no longer show up in the little lineup anymore. They would just be gone. But after Marco's death, he stayed. He never stopped putting Marco in there. So I don't know what that means, if it means anything, but it's interesting. But yeah, Marco I would bring back, or Petra. But at the same time, I don't want Petra to come back, because my favorite joke to do at cons is to just be like the whole, I guess that tree was petrified.
I can't play Petra.
Oh, do you? So you want her to come back? Or Marco would come back, but he's half the man he used to be. Is that your Peter Griffin? Nice. Other questions? Yes.
I've got two questions for you.
Okay.
First one's Attack on Titan. I've got two questions. First one, Attack on Titan.
Could you put it up closer to your mouth? I can't hear that.
Yeah, sorry. Do you have any theories how Titans are made? So I was wondering if Aaron Yeager's father, I believe he might create the humanoid Titans. I wasn't sure if his father or his generation past him created Titans in the first one.
Right. I don't know. I've never really. I have a feeling, obviously, the answers are in the basement. Either that or he's just hiding the recipe for Jägermeister. But I've had that feeling ever since we see the syringe in that first flashback of like, okay, I don't think he has anything to do with their creation, like their initial creation, but I think he figured out the formula.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So like, yeah, I know, she's just losing her mind over here. That's why I'm like, try not to. It's gonna be okay, Natsu. It's fine, Natsu. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. No, really, you played a character. What's his name again?
Which one? I'm sorry.
The character you made in Titans.
Tyrion.
Yeah. I was thinking Joker for some strange reason I've heard his voice.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Would you consider doing the Joker in DC?
Oh my God. Yeah. If anybody ever approached me to do Joker, I would do it in a heartbeat. At the same time, though, I would be terrified. Because, I mean, like, Tyrion was basically me being like, okay, I get to create this character and do my own thing. I would like to, just because of the way he feels, I want to do my Mark Hamill Joker for him.
Yeah,
so
that's what
I did.
Was mental and crazy. That's what I was thinking like that.
These chairs, dude, they're going to be the death of me.
There were some other chairs, but
and this is when he knew he screwed up.
But, like, no, Tyrion... yeah, so, like, the Tyrion... what's the best way to explain it?
Whenever I looked at Tyrion, I saw the first few lines, and just the way that he was supposedly supposed to just kind of sitting there and just being very, very excited about the possibility of, what am I going to do for Salem today?
It seemed very Joker-esque to me. It's just like he has kind of this warped kind of religion around Salem, and that's kind of his, you know, he calls her his goddess, and he obviously is very dedicated to whatever her mission is. But other than that, he just likes to kill and cause mayhem and mischief and stuff. He loves to watch the world burn. So thank you so much. That just, to me, felt very Jokerish, and so that's why I threw out the Mark Hamill, and the fact that they were like, we would like an evil laugh to go, we would like him to have a very nice evil laugh or something along the lines of the Joker. I said, okay. I love doing that, so that's, you know, and that's where the audition that I sent them was literally the first scene that we see him, which is the eye for an eye. And that's how I got Tyrion.
Do what?
But the freak out over that.
Good.
Well, to be fair, I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you have any hidden voice talents, like any voices you know you can do that you've never voiced?
That I've never been able to do?
Well, voices you can do that you've never voiced.
That I've never used.
Any Billy Wests?
Oh, any of Billy West's? No. I tried doing like a Farnsworth or something for a while, like that. Good news, everyone! Type of thing, but like I can't get that natural kind of bubbliness to his voice that he's able to put into it. So I don't think it's a fair or even a good impression. I can't even do Zoidberg. I'm not even going to attempt Zoidberg. I can do a pretty mean Andy Serkis Gollum though.
It's nice and cool, so juicy and sweet. I really wish to catch a fish, so juicy and sweet. Gollum. What's potatoes, precious? What's potatoes,
Potatoes. Let's see, what else?
Well, I could do a pretty good Goofy.
Oh gosh, I can't. Oh, Mickey's not awake today. I've been fighting a throat thing. Oh gosh, fellas. Oh boy. I try to do dialects, but I'm not very good. I don't think, at dialects. Unless it's like over-the-top cartoony versions of dialects and stuff, you know, they generally come across as offensive, I think. So I don't do them in public. But
it's PG-13.
Right, whatever. But like,
What about Morgan Freeman?
say that again. Morgan Freeman.
I'm Morgan Freeman. Hello. I'd like to narrate the penguins and life in general. The universe only exists because I narrate it.
I don't know, dude. You throw something out, I could probably figure it out. But like, yeah, impressions have always been. Impressions are really how I learned to perform. First and foremost, I started off when I was. I fell in love with cartoons in general when I was a kid, like 2 or 3 years old, and I'm pretty sure my first words in this world were DuckTales, woohoo, and. So I just I grew up on a steady diet of the Disney afternoon and Gargoyles and Animaniacs, Hysteria, all those, and also the late '80s things like He-Man and She-Ra and everything else. So like I would love to, like I would listen in on everything that I could, like doing a Skeletor type voice, like oh hello He-Man, or oh my gosh, you can hear it, can't you? Like how crappy my voice is right now. I don't know what it is, man, but so much of my high range is cut out now. But like, and like just listening to little cartoon things and always trying to imitate them, and that's how I initially, like, that's how I got into theater and how I started studying acting and just everything else in general. So like, yeah, no, I love impressions. I love to do it.
Apart from Armin, out of the 104 cadet corps, who don't you want to die?
Out of the 104th Cadet Corps, who do I not want to die?
Yeah. So like John.
Well, I definitely do. Well, I don't think Armin's gonna die because he's narrating the story. I think he survives. I don't want Krista to go.
No.
She's so cute. Sasha's too funny to die. Actually, no. The person I do not want to ever see go. She's not in the 104th though. Okay. She was already in the Scouts. Hanji.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Hanji go ever. I love Hanji too much. She's one of the best characters in the whole show. And she's so pivotal, I think, to Armin kind of becoming who he will eventually become. So please, plus my best friend voices her.
Yeah, she does get more important in their relationship.
Yeah, Jessica Cavello is was the perfect Hanji for the English version. Like this, she is Hanji. Like she is. She is. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's brilliant, but it's kind of scary.
Out of interest, have you also seen the Attack on Titan in 9 minutes video?
No, actually, Bryce Pappenbrook just told me about it. I haven't seen it yet though, but he said it was perfect. He was just like, I just watched Attack on Titan in 9 minutes. It's like
we met Bryce last year and we were telling him to watch it. So I'm glad to
That's why he watched it then.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. I got the equipment wet. Just a little bit.
Okay, it's fine. I'll just tear a page out of this. It's fine. I'll just tear
Appreciate it.
This will work.
Oh, Me's got a question, and then Danganronpa got a question.
Here we go.
I'm a mess.
Oh yeah.
Don't bring the American to your con anymore.
Instant whitelist.
He just breaks everything.
Instant whitelist.
Yeah. Yes.
Out of like all the characters you've voiced, have you ever found any of them to be like really relatable, or like a lot like Yuri?
To be relatable, Yuri is the most relatable character I've ever played, by far. Were you at the panel yesterday? Were you at the one yesterday? No? Okay. So, I mean, you've heard this answer already. To me, Yuri is, I'll do it this way. Who here was at the panel yesterday? A couple? Okay. So I'm fine doing this again. Raise your hand if you consider yourself to be an artist of any kind. And when I say artist, I mean you draw, you write music, you write stories, you crochet, you have a sport that you do, or play a video game, like something that you dedicate your time to practice a skill and hone it. Now keep your hands up. Now, how many of you have ever felt about your art? Why am I trying? Why? Yeah, keep them up. Why am I even doing this? I'm no good. There's always someone better than me. Blah, blah, like all that stuff. That's Yuri. But in the first 5 minutes of the show, when we're introduced to him, we find out he loves ice skating. He's competing at it, and he just failed at it horribly, and he feels like he's not worth it. He feels like he made a mistake, that he shouldn't have been an ice skater to begin with. He's obviously no good. He can't compete with the people he looks up to, like Victor, and it destroys his world. Like, he has no self-confidence, he has no self-love. And that's the entire story from that moment on. But after that first 5 minutes is the story of Yuri overcoming that through the love of Victor, who he looks up to more than anything, and the love of his friends and family as they support him. And also so much that mental anguish, that mental battle that you go through as an artist, whenever you're drawing or whenever you're presenting to something, like, that's what he goes through every time he's on the ice. That's why it's called Yuri on Ice. It's like, that's where the battle takes place. It's with himself. Yes?
Can you give us your best British accent?
My best British? You're all going to laugh at me. It's going to be horrible. All right, I actually have two that in the States, if they go for like a British, if they want a British dialect, these are the two that I will go for. There's the BBC British, which I'm not quite sure if I'm hitting the consonants right or anything like that, but it's just that very kind of conversational, yes, how do you do kind of thing. Or you can go down to the pub and get yourself I don't know, maybe get yourself some Weetabix in the let's have some Weetabix and some beer in the morning, because that sounds like a gastrointestinal masterpiece. A masterpiece. I sound like I'm from where? Manchester. Really? All right, cool. So now I know I have a Manchester dialect and I can do that. All right, cool.
Go on then, give us your best Yorkshire one, lad.
Yorkshire? Is that what you're doing?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Come on.
I don't know, but what's a Yorkshire dialect sound like, though? What you're doing?
This. Yeah, my accent.
Give me something. Talk to me some more.
Yuri, lad, how you doing? Let's go down to pub day.
Yuri, lad, how you doing? Let's go down to the pub day. Yeah, along those lines, something like that. Yeah. Yuri, how you doing, lad? To me, that almost sounds. It almost sounds.
It's a bit Scottish.
Yeah, we are going. I'm going a bit Scottish. Yeah, it's like right there. Yeah, that's how you do it. See, like, for me, it's really hard because once I start Scot, like, it's really hard for me to get out of it. And the easiest way for me is to go Irish. And to me, but to us in the States, Irish is basically Cork. Like, it's like, that's all they think of. It's like, oh, if you're from Ireland, you sound like you're from Cork because of the frickin' Lucky Charms guy. The leprechaun, like, what did you try? You take my Lucky Charms type thing. And it's just like, that's not what they, like, even we know is like, that's not what they sound like. But that's, in America, that's an Irish accent. Scots a lot easier for me, yes? Scottish, I think, is the hardest to understand out of all of these regions for us. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Hi, so is there a particular line or moment that you really liked when you were voicing Byakuya, or...?
Togami, I loved the scene where, oh my god, Genocider Show, in her normal form, is dreaming about having his children, and she has that vision of him, like, you know, wooing her and everything because they've already been married and they had like a dozen kids or whatever. He's just like, you get more beautiful every time I see you. Screw it. Let's conceive our 13th child right here. And it's just, but we're in the road. I don't care. It's just like, that whole thing was just brilliant. I loved it. For me, Togami, it's literally, it's just, hello, I'm Togami. I have more money than God and I am better than all of you. That's him. Like, I suppose I can help you solve this.
Can I request you say something?
Yes.
Can I request you say ass face as Tagami?
As Tagami?
Yeah, ass face. Ass face.
Ass face. Nike, you ass face. My God.
Hello.
Hello.
I was wondering, yesterday you said that you imagined Tokiyami would be in a band if it wasn't being a hero. So, would you think that Revelry in the Dark would be the name of that?
Oh, hell yeah. Or if anything, it's the name of the first album.
Do you think it'll become a meme?
Yeah, Revelry in the Dark. Oh, it has to. I want it to become a meme so bad. Like ever since he said it the first time, like it's already kind of become a slight of a meme in its own right. And now that's what I sign everything for Tokugami. It's just Revelry in the Dark. Revelry in the Dark. And I wanted so bad when he says it those 3 times. The first time we recorded those, I made Colleen Klinkenbeard, who's the director for the dub, I made her laugh, but she kept saying, no, we can't do it like that, because I kept having him get more and more lewd with the read after each time. So the first time we see him about to go into the cave, it's just Revelry in the Dark, and he starts to go in. The next time we see him, it was Revelry in the Dark, and then the last time was Revelry in the Dark. We're like, no, we can't do that. It's not gonna work. So now, what you have now is what you have. I love your panty and stocking cosplay, by the way. I haven't seen one in a long, long time. It's cool to see it still alive and well over here. Another question. Oh, it was Star Wars.
I'll make my way around this way.
Hello. Hello, Banda.
So Sakurai, Zen, and Yuri are all at dinner with what's his name? Sakurai's friend.
Okay.
Now, assuming that he knows all of them equally, who would he embarrass the most first, and how would he do it?
I wish Ian Sinclair was here to answer that question. Who here has seen MMO Junkie? Recovery of an MMO Junkie. Oh, the rest of you have homework. Everybody, go now. I don't care. Leave the panel. Go to Crunchyroll. Go to Funimation. People started leaving. I love it. Check out. Like for me, MMO Junkie was a show that, out of all the slice of life, or slife as I call them, eyebrow wiggle, of all the slices that I've worked on over the years, this was the first one that I was just like, oh my god, this is me. Like Sakurai is me. It's like none of the kids are, like none of them are in high school or anything. They're all working adults. I think like Morioka's in her 30s. Sakurai I think is close to 30 or something, and they've both been playing MMOs for a long time, and that's part of their social life really. And it's like, that's me. Like I am Sakurai in so many ways. I actually have a character named Lily on Final Fantasy Online, and that's what I used to play that. So I think Ian's character, if you knew all 3 of them, you said it was if Banba, Yuri, Zen, and Sakurai. Okay. I think he would still embarrass Sakurai the easiest, I think, just because he knows him so well. Are they playing Duel of the Fates? They are playing Duel of the Fates. All right. Yeah, he would definitely, I think, embarrass Sakurai the easiest or the most. Just by calling him, oh, Sakurai-chan, or whatever he would do. He's ridiculous in that role. I think that is my favorite Ian role that I've ever gotten to play off of, because he was just so freaking funny. And I want that cheeseburger pillow that he has in that one episode in his apartment. It's just like, where do I get this? I need it in my life. Of course, my dog will eat it the moment it gets home. Other question? Right back on over here. Come on, guys, they're doing all the work.
So, you said it was your first time in England.
Say what?
You said it was your first time in England?
Yes.
What's the strangest thing you've seen or heard while being here?
I don't understand why y'all's Dr. Pepper is so terrible. No, I don't get it. Well, I there's something about it. It doesn't have one of the flavors. Like there's just something. Here's the deal. I only know this because I'm a Dr. Pepper purist, and I grew up 20 minutes from where Dr. Pepper is made. Nice. Show it to the class. Actually, can I see the bottle for a sec? I think I know what the issue is. It's because I'm a fat American. Yeah, y'all use a lot less sugar than we do. For everything though, but that's the thing, I hear that every time someone from the UK or just anywhere in Europe comes over to the States, they're like, I'll put sugar in everything. your bread, like our bread apparently tastes like cake to a lot of people because because we put sugar in everything, and if it's not sugar, it's high fructose corn syrup, which might as well be sugar. And then the rest of us are going, why am I so fat? I don't get it. But here's the deal, I'm all for less sugar and stuff, but not Dr. Pepper. That's part of it. In fact, like the original recipe of Dr. Pepper, I'm giving you a history lesson right now. The original recipe of Dr. Pepper is now known as Dublin Dr. Pepper, which Dublin, Texas is where it was officially made. And the reason why the sugar is such an integral part is because when they first made it, they made it because Dublin is very near a big college town in Texas. They made it for the college students there, and they had a recipe called 10-2-4, and that meant you drink one at 10 p.m., one at 2 a.m., and one at 4 a.m., and the amount of sugar and caffeine, which are now illegal amounts in the States, would get you through the whole night of studying or gaming or whatever. So so tasting Dr. Pepper without that sugar punch to it just doesn't feel right. It feels like a sin. Yes, Furio. Did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? Okay. What's up, Yurio? I love that you added the cat ears, by the way.
Thank you.
It's perfect.
Okay, so I've got a question for Yurio. Sorry.
For Yuri? Yeah, what's up?
Would you...
That's what Arrow says to me! There's Yuri's voice, hi!
So, it's a choice.
Okay.
Would you rather never win a gold medal and have Yurio as your friend, or win a gold medal and never see Yurio?
Win a gold medal and never see Yurio. I've got my Bay. I've got Victor, why do I need Yurio? I'll adopt you, it's okay. Well, no, you're the first Yurio that I've talked to in like half a year that wasn't like, no, that was like, that you don't want Victor and Yuri to adopt him.
They wanted him to do a restraining order.
Uh-huh.
Did you read it? He signed adoption.
Awesome. It's amazing. I love it. I love the fandom. Just the stories that take place outside of it. I love it. Other questions? Yes! You haven't asked one yet, and then we'll get him. Yeah, this young lady here. No, hand it to her first. Yes.
Which is the most memorable character that you personally have ever voiced?
That's a hard one. That's really hard. I get memorable. I think Yuri will end up being the most memorable one that I've played until I find something else. Until something else comes along. Just because Yuri crossed so many boundaries. Like, it crossed so many fandoms too. Like, this was the first and only show I've ever seen where anime fans that have never had interest in like sports or anything were going, hey, what's ice skating about? And vice versa, ice skating fans getting into anime as a result. And it also, because of just the type of character Yuri is, and because he's so relatable, and his story and his arc inspire people from so many different walks of life. I have people tell me Yuri inspired them to get back into their like a sport that they did, or inspired them to start doing their art again, or inspired them to come out to their parents, or to start living life the way that they felt that they should. And like I think just because of the sheer number of people that the show has reached and inspired, that will be the one that that is my most memorable to date. That might be replaced later down the road. We'll see. I hope so. I hope the career keeps going. But that and maybe the Dragon Ball character that I'm doing now will be my most memorable. Then we had this cat here. Yes. Y'all have a question too? All right, cool. We'll get her and then you guys. And then, now everybody has a question. All right. I'll try to get through everybody as quickly as I can.
Have you ever drove an 86 or an 85?
Okay, no, I haven't, and I wish I could. Initial D fans? Any Initial D fans in here? One or two? Yeah, man. I would drive an 86.
What car do you have now?
Do what?
What car do you drive now?
What do a Chevrolet, what the hell do I drive? Malibu. A Malibu. What was that? Oh, God. You don't like Chevys? No. Oh, y'all have them? Apart from the Camaro. I get that. Yeah, I mean, well, that's my family is, like, I grew up, I literally, if anyone has ever said, Well, I think Texas is just nothing but people, cowboys, wearing cowboy boots and cowboy hats and lived on a ranch raising horses. I can't deny it because I lived and lived on a ranch raising horses. I can't deny it because I lived it. Like, it's really not all that. It's mostly cities and metropolitan stuff, but I grew up on a ranch and raised horses. So, like, and my dad's a traditional cowboy. So, like, I can't deny it. But, we used Chevy. That was the only car we ever used. Like, just pickup trucks and everything we always used was always Chevy. So I kind of continued that tradition. Always Chevy. And then we have this young lady here, and then we go to the thing in London. And then we'll get over here.
Because of the Havalia family, well, what do you think of Lithuania's character and personality?
I love Lithuania. Lithuania was a challenge because when we were going to do the dub, and obviously we were trying to do obviously very bad impressions of dialects and stuff, we had no idea what Lithuanian dialect was supposed to sound like. And we looked up for a week. We kept trying to research and figure out what the hell this was supposed to sound like. And we couldn't find anything solid. So I just thought, you know what, I'll go kind of European. And that's what we ended up with, and just kept his personality. It's just that very kind of, hello, I'm Lithuania, just kind of doing my thing. Please just put me in the closet, Russia. Please. And it's funny, too, because the voice of Russia for the dub is Jerry Jewell, who also voices Victor in Yuri on Ice. And they have that relationship, too, so and he's using literally the same voice that he did for Victor that he did for Russia, with just a slightly different personality. So it's really funny that in both cases, we worked so close together. I love it. Small world. It's a weird industry. Yes, a little request. Okay.
So I know you guys literally from Korea.
Yes. Yeah, no, we're losing signal back here.
Do you like
I love Nitori. To me, Nitori, he had a really fun arc. I love that he got to become the coach and stuff for the team later on. And apparently, I just found out that he grows up and like he apparently gets like super studly, manly or whatever. But I don't want that to happen. I like him being little and cute.
That is news to me.
Yeah, I just saw this like 2 days ago. Apparently, he grows up or something. I don't know if it's gonna be animated or something, but like that's.
You're excited for season 3?
Of Titan? Oh, I didn't realize there was a 3rd season. What? Hell yeah, I'm excited. I get to be my little ducky again. Yay.
Okay, after the request.
Okay.
Monokuma voice.
Monokuma? Alright, I'll try. I can do the laugh. I can do the Monokuma laugh. I don't know about the lines or and her with the orange one. And then we'll get back up here. And make sure everybody that hasn't asked a question yet is asking. Nice. Wow, that's really cool. After 10 years of not doing it? Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That's your art. Kenichi inspired me to study a little martial arts for a time, and then I realized it really wasn't for me. And then, let's see. On that show, kind of inspired me to get more in touch with my feminism. And I actually, at the time, I had been thinking, like, I was kind of going through a gender identity crisis at the time that I was recording Princess Jellyfish. So playing Kurnosuke kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of live that other side, to live that life kind of through him. And it was a really cool experience. Yeah, that's about it. Being the Grand Priest inspired me to destroy a few universes, just erase them. Yes, that's the. Oh, we have a question here. Yes.
Do you have any plans of coming back to the UK to do another con anytime soon?
Say that one more time.
Do you have any future plans of coming back to the UK anytime soon?
If I can, I'd love to. My wife she got her master's degree in Shakespeare and just Arthurian legend and just. All sorts of folklore and everything like so. The UK history and stories are her life. So like she's been over here once and she went to, I think she stayed in New York. But she hasn't been back and she was only here for like a few days, so I'd like to bring her back here just for a holiday. She's gonna actually see stuff, because I didn't get to see you in London, I barely got to see you in Manchester. All I really got to see is some of Sheffield and the drive, the countryside on the way here, which is freaking gorgeous. I love that it just kind of goes from little town in a valley to massive mountains and rolling hills and then giant trees. It's so cool. Actually reminds me a lot of where I live in Texas. Just a lot colder. It feels so good. Yes.
I've got a request for you to say two things.
Two things. All right, cool.
They're both from the 9 Minutes Attack on Titan.
Okay.
One of them's when Armin's trying to talk the soldiers down.
Uh-huh.
And instead of what you actually say, he just goes, "Don't shoot, dickheads."
Okay. Can I say that on the PG-13? All right, cool. And Armin's one. Okay. Don't shoot, dickheads!
And then my one is when they're watching the female Titan and Eren's Titan fight, and he stands there and goes, "Is it me or does this look like really forceful Titan sex?"
Really what?
Forceful Titan sex.
Forceful Titan sex. Okay, forceful sex. Is it just me or does this look like really forceful Titan sex? Like, there you go. Yes, hello.
So, Jerry on Ice.
Yes.
Of course, there's going to be a movie with HGUA.
Yes. Just announce it.
Hopefully it's season 2 one day.
Yeah.
How are you hoping the story to develop?
I would love to see Yurio and Odebek actually be a thing. And I feel like, nice catch. I feel like Yurio, while he achieved what he wanted to technically as a skater, he was freaking ridiculous. Because, he pushed himself beyond his limits, had a perfect technical score, everything, and just earned that gold medal in every way. But he didn't feel it, and you can see it on his face, his expression, he still doesn't feel the love for it, the artistic side of it. It's all just sport, and he wants to feel that agape. So I feel like what I would really love to see is if they did a second season, I would love it to focus on pair skating, like they did at the end of the last episode. So we get to see Victor and Yuri during their pair skate, and then Odebek and Yurio will get to do a pair skate, and then seeing their relationship start. And JJ's just forever alone. Yeah. I don't know. JJ will end up with the Italian girl with the really creepy brother. I don't know. I'm just calling it. We'll see.
That would mean he would have to break up with his current fiance.
Oh, that's right. He does have a fiance. No, he does have a fiance, doesn't it? That's right. Oh, it's fake? Oh, it's a fake relationship, apparently. I did not see Welcome to the Madness yet. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen Yurio's dance, basically. And I love that Odebek's a DJ. That just. Other question.
If they had a quirk, what do you think it would be?
If Yuri had a quirk?
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, he would literally turn into a pork cutlet bowl. He can feed an army. Let's see, what would his quirk be? I think his quirk would be that he could imitate any skate routine that he sees and or incorporate it. Do what?
Kind of like that hero, like characters from Heroes.
Yeah, he could just imitate it. Perfect skate every time. Yeah, no. Actually, one of the best crossovers that I thought, someone was like, "What do you think would happen if Tyrion and Yuri met?" And I was like, bloodshed. Tyrion would take those skates and cut people's heads off with it. He would doing a triple toe loop into a decapitation, into a double Lutz. A perfect score. Yatta! It's all good. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I still want fan art of that. Yes.
Takoyami took up ice skating, I don't think he would ever have to wear skates. I think Dark Shadow would just skate for him, and he just kind of fold his arms with his leg crossed and just sit on Dark Shadow while he just skates around and forms a.
Yes, very good, Dark Shadow. This skating thing is really easy. A lot easier than I thought. I do get dizzy though, whenever he does the little jump phase. I don't know what that's about. Reveling in the dark.
You know, when I first saw the trailer for Yuri, like before Yuri ever came out, my first thought was, oh, it's free. They just froze the water. Like, it's just wasn't too far off, but the Yuri ended up being a lot less queerbaity. It was a lot more of an actual sports story. Yes, what? You know it.
So,
it was totally queerbait.
What would happen if Yuri and Zen met?
Yuri and Zen met? Your girlfriend has really pretty hair.
Thanks. So does your boyfriend. I know. There you go.
So you skate on ice?
Yeah, pretty much.
And you do jumps and twists and turns? Is this like a combat thing?
No, just for fun.
All right. Right. He just rides horses and dresses fancy. Though a lot of Zen's outfits would be great for skating outfits, I think.
That would be cool to see.
All right, artists, get on the work with it. I want to see Zen and Shirayuki in pair skating outfits. Please, do it. Thank you. Any other questions? How much time do we have? Yes.
For Attack on Titan Season 3,
Uh-huh.
are you excited for it and to see Armin's character progress, especially towards the end of the season?
Yes. No spoilers, but yes, I know it's coming.
Things are gonna be big. Like, it's gonna get really big. I can't wait. Armin has been one of those characters that I still pinch myself being like, I can't believe I got this character, because it almost never happens in this industry that not only do we get to audition for the shows that we want to, but we get to get a part of the show, but also get the part that you wanted specifically. It doesn't happen very often, so that already made Armin special to me. But then he also has, I think, in almost every season so far, except for season 2, he had that one really cool moment that we did get to see him progress a little bit, kind of toward the darker side of things. But he has every season had a really cool arc, and it's been a lot of fun to get to go on that journey with him twice now, really, and to get to feel it in a way, like to actually be a part of that journey. I can't put into words how cool it is. Really? After Death Note, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot. It really, really means a lot. Thank you. Join the Scouts. We have cookies. Last question. Just here. All right. Hi.
Hi. It was really nice for me watching you on Ice to see a gay character who I related to someday as well. Who was that sort of person in your life, that character, who was you represented when you were younger?
Probably Sakurai from the Nemo Junkie is the one that represents me the most. Just that kind of shy, awkward, hardcore gamer. Still in his 30s, but still isn't quite sure of life and everything else, but just doing his thing. So yeah, probably Sakurai for me. I'm so glad that Yuri is someone that you could relate to, and it's really cool. Yeah, Yuri. I feel like we need a lot more shows like Yuri. And again, people. Sometimes people kind of turn to by and be like, "What is queerbait?" And to me, it's like, okay, cool. If you want to enjoy shows like Free or anything like that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not positive representation. It's just, look, they might be gay. Ooh, what do you think of that? And it's just like, instead with Yuri, it was just, oh, they're a thing. Cool, back to skating. Like, it was just, yeah, I mean, it was just portrayed so naturally, like any other relationship. And it's like, it's just, to me, it's so profound how something that, like, so many people just don't think about stuff like that, but just something that some people just think is so insignificant can mean the world to an entire group of people. And we need more. We need so much more like Yuri, and I think the fact that it was so successful proves that. So here's hoping. Here's hoping for another season too. So guys, thank you so much for coming and chilling with me. I hope you had a great time and learned something or just had some laughs. I think I'm doing a photo shoot now from 2:30 to 3. And then after that, I'll just be at my table until everything's over. So if you had a question you wanted to ask and didn't get a chance or were too shy to, please feel free to come by. I'm happy to talk, answer any questions. Otherwise, have a great time and please safe travels getting home.
I'm giving go ahead to.
Do you have any future plans of coming back to the UK anytime?